Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Today I am making wind spinders. Yes, you can either use these pop cleaners or you can use wire. You need barrel swivels to make it turn in the wind. You need some beads, either regular beads if you're using wire, or pony beads if you're using the pop cleaners. You will need some fishing twine. You will need either a hole punch for the bigger ones that you can, I'll show you here. You can make holes in the bigger ones, and the bigger ones are the ones I'm going to use today, so you can see it better. And you can get out of, let's get back to this first. We're going to make it out. You're going to need the plastic clear sheet protectors, or the index dividers, which are plastic. And you will need to cut off this part, and you will need to cut off the tabs. You can either use a cutter. I got the cheap. I don't care if it's burnt, and so far it's cutting really well, and I've been making these a long time. You can get replacement blades, or you can use scissors to cut your plastics. They're real thin, and I use them that too. I use all for the ones I use with wire, and I use this paper punch thing for the bigger ones that I use with the pop cleaners. You will get the bigger strips out of one sheet. You will get, and they're 7/8 of an inch wide and 7 3/4 inch long. You will get 13 strips per sheet. And that's how the hole looks with the paper punch. With the smaller ones, you will get 27 strips from one sheet. They are 3/8 inch wide and 7 3/4 inch long. And of course I use the awl to make that hole, and I use the wire, which you can get any length wire. You can make as many of these strips as you want, and I will show you the finished product of bigger ones. But today we are going to do the bigger strips, and I cut blue and red, and I don't know how many I will use to make this. We'll just go for it. So here we go. You do cut off the ends. You just put it where you want it. Want to cut it off? I tried to cut off, if you could see this little tiny thing right there. I try to cut it to where it's not totally cutting off that whole piece, the whole circle, but you can. I mean, it's up to you how many you make it, how you do it. I just do it to save. And see how easy that cuts like butter. And then you have a straight edge. And there's the piece that come up. Same with the tab. Now I do try to go over a little with the tab. You could see it, the line through these thin plastic, and you can even do it easier with the clear, but since I'm using the colored ones today, you just make sure you always line it up so they'll be even. You can see it get right past that little hole. That's what you want. Yeah, you need to hold that down because they will slide sometimes. But then you got a perfectly nice sheet. And like I said, you get a lot of them out. Now with the bigger ones, 7/8 of an inch wide. I'm just going to show you how I cut just one strip. It might not even be the same size. Oh, I am going wrong. See, there's a long way. I want to make mine shorter so I can get the most strips out of it. So I am sorry I messed that one up. So we turn it around so we get the short end. You keep it on that line right there. And you see that right there? And you got your first strip. And how I determine where I'm going to poke the hole is I just put it to where it's in the center and not right on the end. And there's the first hole. But you feed a hole on both sides. And you will know what I'm talking about when we start to make them. There you go. So, let's move some of this away and start making the project. Okay, guys. You use these barrel swivels at Walmart, and that just makes them spin in the wind. I bought these sheet protectors and the index dividers that I make because they're plastic. I make them out of plastic because you could put them outside and not worry about the weather. I mean, they could fade over time. I've already got them all cut that I need today. And I'm going to use the pipe cleaner today instead of wire because I'll be able to use bigger beads so I could show you. So basically what you do is you just put it through that and you make a loop to hold it there. And of course this pipe cleaner's falling apart. So you've got that on there. That's the one that spins, the part that spins. You can always put, of course, make, a wire loop to make it longer or whatever. But basically, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the pony beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out of the bags and try to put them in something where it'll be easier to get them and see them. Be right back. Okay, so we got our beads. You don't have to have different colors, but if you want to, it'll make it pretty or whatever. I think I might put some smaller ones on first. Just put that one on. Just put it at the top like that. Now, we'll put a couple on like that. Then let's put a clear one. Alright. And I like to use wire or something because you can move it and you'll see why later. So let's put our first strip on. Just let it hang like that. Then you're going to put another bead. And let's put a different color strip. See what we're doing? So you put a few decorative beads and you put a bigger bead, then a strip, then another bead, then a strip. Then you switch the color again and put another strip. See what I'm saying? Oh, nope. Back up. Don't forget the bead. Like I did. Bead, strip, bead, strip, bead. Different color strip. It can get repetitive, so that's why you gotta pay attention. So you put as many of these on as as you can. This one is not as long as where I can make a big lot. But this is for demonstration. You make yours as long or as big as you want. But you need to make them as, like try to make it even. Like if you could have 14 on here, which I don't know if that'll fit, but if 14, 7 of one color, 7 of the other color. You understand? So I'm going to continue on with this for a few minutes, and then I'm going to speed it up. Now we're going to put one last bead on, and then we're going to start from the very beginning here, and we're going to bend the pot cleaner, and we're going to put it back on. See how that is? Then we're going to get another bead. No more strips. Just the same strips we already got on it. But you start from the beginning and you keep going down the aisle. And you put them back on it. Then you put another bead on it. You get the one that's next. And you put it on there. And keep doing that until you've got all of your strips back on the thing. Just make sure you put them on that way. See what we're doing, we're making a cone. See it? Just don't forget to add your bead every time. And go and get the next one in line. Make sure you always do that. You pull them straight up and put it right on the thing. And you get another bead. You put it on and you get the next one in line. So they're always twirling the same way. We're almost finished. We almost got everyone on here, so let's hope needs a piece. And the last two. And last one. Put your bead on. See how you got a cone? That's your wind spinner. So what we're going to do is we need to stop this down here at the end so they don't fall off. So you can go back and you can get a smaller bead to finish it off from the last one. And what I like to do is add something on the end of it, like a pretty longer bead or something that the wind will catch. It's a lot easier with wire though, so I'm not sure this is going to work, but I'll do it anyway. Well, maybe not, because it ain't working. It doesn't look right. How about a star? Just put it on the thing. Leave it a little bit if you want to. Twist it around. That way you have something that dangles. And you can move these strips, of course, if you want. So what I'm going to do is hang this up somewhere so you can see it in action. I will put a wire. I will take some wire or something and I'll make a hanger. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Be right back. No wind today, guys. Sorry.